that into, a revenue stream. So you probably like saying, okay, well, how could I do that? And what is the first step? Now, of course, we all know that the first step is really you just kind of coming up with the idea that you have. And more than likely, you already have one. You just haven't, really taken the time to develop it. And you probably need some support with doing it. And of course, that's where the My Bright Idea platform comes in. We can help those of you guys get started at really a low cost, but most effective. And it is just a way for you to be able to not sit and keep your light bulbs shining or not shining, but it's also giving you that opportunity to get those ideas out there so that they don't go dull or dim, or, we can cliche that even more so. So we're going to go ahead and go through this process because, again, we're already a little bit behind, but I am Shannon with For Humanities, but we have a platform that's called iCreate, and iCreate has the ideas that come from it. It has My Bright Idea. If you go here to this link and you can subscribe to get more information about what it is that we're going to be doing and how we can help you with your bright idea. So as you know, we ideas come and go, and sometimes we'll remember something, and sometimes we won't. But the one thing that you want to do when you have an idea is to definitely write it down. Writing it down just really makes things work, and it makes it so you remember it when something else like life comes and get in the way. So according to some research that I had did, they had stated that the average person has 35,000 thoughts per day, and that's like 2,000 decisions per hour, or every 2 seconds, you're thinking about something that you should do or not do. It can definitely be overwhelming because some of us from time to time, we get overwhelmed, but how you process that sense of overwhelm is what's going to be key. So not only are those numbers mind blowing and very staggering, but it seems that making a decision to build your business gets pushed to the wayside or to the back burner. So the thing that we're going to look at is we're going to definitely get that feeling of overwhelm and remove it. But you got to be willing to want to. And that's what my goal is to help you guys with that feeling of overwhelm so that you don't have to worry about not being able to execute. So as you can see, these little folks up here, they're looking and thinking and wondering. And I'm sure a bright idea will come to mind. And I know that we all have an idea of what we want to do. But the one thing that we know is the idea part is the easy part. The execution is what becomes the difficult part. And that's what makes it so that your idea doesn't ever really get done because you don't know exactly the steps it takes to execute. Some of you guys have probably been in coaching platforms and you paid a high price ticket for it because what they were saying was true in retrospect to the points of what they've done. But we have to look at it, the fact that people are telling us and giving you different ideas about things doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be able to replicate the same thing that they did. And shocking as it may seem, it's not that they sold you a bill of goods. It's not that they said something and made you think that what you were going to be able to do. You can, but it's just that the way their processes are, it just doesn't necessarily happen to be the way you would do it. And those are things that really make a big difference. If you don't know how to build a landing page or have a website or do your automation, those are things that you won't be able to do, even though they're telling you, oh, I'm getting big returns on my emails, or I'm getting big returns on when my clientele, whenever I launch a class. Usually you have people who say, oh, I have $10,000, $20,000 launches. And what that means is that whenever they're getting ready to do a class or offer a class, they get enough people who want to sign up for it and definitely believe what it is that they're saying, and they want to buy into it. And so then they buy one of their classes, they register for a class, they save their seat, they do all the, the lingo and do all the things that people are saying. But the one thing that you have to understand, they probably do have about, 15 or 10,000, or, even smaller than that. They probably have about 100 people or so on their email list. Having that many people on your email list, it just enables you to be able to have a higher pool of people that you can choose from. That's one of the things. But if you don't even have an email list, then you don't even have people who you're going to be sending that special little email to. You don't have anyone. So when you think about the bright idea, you want to look at the fact that you have an idea, but it's just that the execution part is where the lacking is and where the difficulty and the challenge is. So we have a 4-week session, and our objective is to help you launch. And I'm sure by now you have some ideas that's coming to your head, and you're like, okay, I can actually do that. I know I have something. So one of the things that I have here is I do have a 1-day masterclass. It is for 1 day. It's as low as $45. And I'm definitely asking you if you want to join me in this 1-day masterclass where we're going to unleash your ideas that have been lying dormant inside of you for a while. And I want you to schedule you some time. Don't underestimate your ability to create a bright idea. That is definitely something that, we want to ensure that you understand. And I'm sure by now, that it's time to wake up. So if you're not awake right now, you better wake up, set the alarm and ring the alarm so that you can wake up. You've been left, it's been lying dormant in you for a while. So it's time to rise. It's time to rise up and go ahead and stand up for what it is that you want to do, and not just keep, sitting and waiting. There's nothing for you to wait for anymore. Nothing. There's nothing to wait for. You want to go ahead and get started and not wait for anything. You don't want to keep waiting because, we're getting older. Let's just, be realistic at that. You're getting older, and you don't want to keep talking about you're going to do it and you're going to get it done. You want to just go ahead and just execute it and get it done. And if you need someone to help you, then that's where you go and you seek some help. You can seek some help and actually get some things done at a really good price right now. And until then, you'll just kind of sit and you'll still be trying to figure out your idea. But you want to go ahead and get some help, find some support somewhere, wherever you want to find it, get it, and start going ahead and getting it done. I mean, I've seen also to myself a lot of people that, was around during the time when we were all getting started, and, they were just trying to make it happen. But then now I see that they have taken off, they have grown, they have growth, they're doing, what it is that they like, and they're having a good time. You want to be that same person. You want to be able to go ahead and say, I remember when I was just getting started, and, I didn't have a big as a group that I could have had, and I've been working and working at it. But you have to understand is that you have to work at it. As you work at it, then that's as you develop it. But it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen just on its own either. It happens with your help and your support. It happens when you take that first step to go ahead and develop this idea that you have. So what we want to do is the first step with an idea. And what I'm going to share with you guys tonight is just some steps and things that you can do to execute your ideas and to get them done, at least get them down and out there. The first thing, of course, you want to be able to identify what is the idea. And then you do want to share it with somebody. Share it with someone who is not going to just let you sit on something, and if they know that you really want to do it. Find your accountability partner, that person who's just going to say, you know what? No, you're not going to let this one go. You already told me you want to do this, so I'm going to make sure you do it. You need to find someone who's relentless at making sure that you hold yourself accountable. You want to tell them what your idea is. I don't care if they annoy you to utmost degree. You want to tell it to that person. That's what that person's for. The person who always are talking and always telling you something. You tell them what the idea is, because they're not going to let you die it down. They're not going to let you just make it fall by the wayside. they're going to be the ones who talk about it. They're going to be the ones who always say, hey, didn't you say you wanted to do this at this time and on that day? That's who those people are. So, you want to utilize your friends and the groups that you have for, the things that you can use them for. And that's the person who you've got that's going to be there. And they just going to remind you. Now, the other thing is once you've wrote it down and you've done shared with someone, you want to look at what is needed in order to get this executed. What's needed to make this happen? Who do you need to be a part of your team? It doesn't always have to be someone you know. Even if you have a description, you fit the description, but if you fit a description to say exactly what is it that that person should have, what qualities should that person have, what is it that you need. So you got to have an idea, and then of course write it down, but then you need to know who else you need to be part of your group. Who else is needed? What else is needed? Because you may not know everything, which you don't and you shouldn't. And don't get it twisted. Nobody should be knowing everything. That's not healthy. So in order for you to actually get that executed, you need to tell it to somebody, someone who can actually help you. So once you've kind of got that wrote down, you know who can help you, you know who you're connected to. Then you want to look at the fact of, how are they going to help you? To what degree? Bright ideas are not difficult, but they just need plans and they need partners. Plans and partners is what you need. So the P's of a bright idea is plan and partners. You need to be able to partner with somebody and you need to have a plan. And your partner really is going to need a plan because they have no clue about what it is that you're talking about. They don't know what your idea is and they're not buying into it because yet they don't know it. But it's your baby. You're just getting some support. So with that, we are going to just let you guys know where you can find me, where you can sign up and be a part of it so that if you need help, like I was explaining to you guys, you can do that. You can get you some help. I could help you get that done. And that's kind of like, so we're going to end this little time ticker because that's not what we meant to do. So let's get rid of it. And once it goes away, we don't have to have it here no more. So there we go. So that's what we got. We got a couple windows open and it's like, okay, what window goes to what? But the one thing that you want to do is definitely identify what your ideas are. And then you want to go ahead and share them with somebody who can make sure that you get them done. And then at that point, you definitely want to know who it is. Hey, cousin, how you doing? How y'all doing over there in this weather? I saw you say that it was warm today. But yeah, so good to see you. So I'm going to get going because I still got things to do. And here before I kind of cash it in. So thank all of you guys. Don't forget tomorrow is Tuesday Tea. And actually, Tina, I actually posted that shirt up on my page that I had designed last night, the one that said black. So of course, I'm going to put it in my shopping cart. And then for those of you guys who want to get one, you can. We're going to have them orderable pretty soon. So thank all of you guys for coming. You guys have a wonderful evening and you guys take care. I'll come back here tomorrow at 7:30 a.m.